Moments to prepare for the game and the task ahead. But traffic in New York City making its way back and forth between Manhattan and the borough of Brooklyn are setting tonight. There is no better way to start off the new year than with the NBA here on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan, and by my side, Greg Anthony and Brent Barry. And from the sideline, David Aldridge. Let's check out the Eastern Conference standings now that we're in the new year. Taking a look at Brooklyn, here in the middle of the regular season, they've been able to get the fourth best record in the conference.
And right now for the Nets, they've fulfilled a lot of the promise they showed coming into the season. But they just haven't taken that next leap forward so many thought they might.
They still had enough players take positive steps forward to call this season a success. Maybe they're not at the top of the standings where they'd hope they'd be, but they're in really good position in terms of the playoff picture.
And let's go straight over to David Aldridge for a report before the tip-off. Hey, Dave.
Good evening, Kevin. The Brooklyn Nets have focused on the work, and they let the results follow. Kyrie Irving says it's a privilege to go out there and perform after you prepare with your brothers. So we just want to stay collectively aligned on the same goal. Hold each other accountable, be consistent, and have fun doing it. Kevin, I am having fun doing this broadcast.
I am so glad we are teammates, DA, and they are a fun team to watch. David, thank you. Here are the five for the Clippers. George in the front court, along with Leonard. Jackson is out there with Powell, and it's Zubac in at the pivot, manning the middle. And for Brooklyn, Durant is out there with Simmons. Then there's Andre Drummond, then there's Seth Curry, and it's Irving at the point. And both teams tonight, Greg, can go deep into their benches. It seems like a growing trend.
Yeah, I think teams are digging deeper more than ever before, and even getting into two-way contracts that give you depth past your top 15 guys.
Tip-off goes to the Clippers. Outside, George. Now, here's Zubac. Leonard on the wing. There's the drive. Good D by Drummond. They get a hand on it. Leonard with the steal. And out of bounds as Brooklyn gains possession. And here's Curry, who brings it up for the Brooklyn Nets. Outside, KD. It's a very good look and converts.
Well, the ball hitting his hands and then the ball hitting the back of the net as KD throws another one in.
Leonard with the ball. It's tipped. The Clippers again turning it over. Curry looking it over. Pass to Irving. And the rejection by Zubac. And he gets it back. Second shot opportunity. And it's Durant missing.
Well, he's a guy they count on to produce from the mid-range. He doesn't miss too many open looks from there.
An excellent defender, whether Simmons is in the post or roaming the perimeter. He's a shot-blocking threat.
Here's Powell. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
And it's always nice to get the easy look inside for your first points of the game.
First quarter, about a minute and a half in. And here is Simmons. He's definitely a factor in their offense, averaging 12 points a game. And it's Drummond with the jam.
And when he gets himself into the right position, Drummond so powerful in terms of finishing at the rim. The only way to prevent that alley-oop is to keep him from getting to the launching pad in the first place.
Paul George dunk contest? He's maybe a little older, but I love to see him get up.
And on the AT&T 5G Slam Cam, you can see how impressive that move was.
And we all know what George brings offensively.
but it's his ability as a defender that stands out. Great instincts to make plays on that end of the floor.
Shot's good by Durant.
How quick was that trigger there? Durant gets it off so fast, and there's not much you can do with where he shoots it from.
And George kicks to Jackson. Leonard against Simmons. Leonard attacking, and that basket is going to count. Goaltending, the official call.
Man, that's a tough call for the ref to make there. I'm not sure it was on the way down, but that's how they saw it.
Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. Irving with it. Guarded now by Jackson. To the paint. Here's Drummond. And it's Drummond with the jam.
And Kyrie doing a good job of just setting everybody up, making sure there's a great pace and tempo to each possession offensively.
And with Paul George and his defense, Greg, you almost forget how great of an impact it makes.
He just kind of flies under the radar with his defensive play. I mean, this guy could be considered for the Defensive Player of the Year almost every year. One of the more disruptive forces on that end of the floor.
And that was a great replay we just saw of our Mobile One block.
And an early swat like that can really set the tone. Now the shooters will be feeling his presence.
And so it's KD with it. He brings up the ball for the Nets. 3-point lead. Oh, and he blocks it off the glass. Wow. Here's Drummond, and the layup falls. Drummond's got 6. Last game for Brooklyn, they picked up the W against the 76ers.
Yeah, in that game, the offense was firing on all cylinders, partly because the other team's defense was a no-show.
Yeah, with the defense struggling like that, I think they just stayed with a healthy, consistent pace to get that win.
Making the most of the screen, that's how it's done.
And it's in the perfect spot, Greg. Frees him up to get all the way to the bucket.
Really not enough help there. Lack of communication on the backside.
Here's Simmons after the Clippers pick up 2. The 11-footer goes back up. And there's the nice layup by Drummond. He's got 8.
D has been just completely helpless and turned around. He's so dangerous when he's in this kind of rhythm.
George against Drummond. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
And for so long in Indiana, Paul George was that guy. But boy, I tell you, he's been a good sidekick the last few years.
Well, he's been amazing and continues to be a little bit undervalued in the way that people assume Paul George's offensive and defensive game as a collective and the way it impacts winning, especially playing alongside Kawhi Leonard. Didn't have to take as much of the offensive load if he didn't want to. But Paul George still gets it done.
That's good from George. And at this point of the year, what's the main thing you think Brent, a head coach, has to do to keep his team focused for the second half of the season?
Well, again, keeping guys in great physical shape. So a balance of playing in the games and getting minutes, but also getting on the practice court, which is interesting after coming out of the pandemic season. Kevin, a lot of teams just didn't find any practice time. And this year, if you get back to the regular season schedule, there's ample time to be on the floor. How do you manage that practice time, and how do you manage the rest for guys, active rest on those days off to be ready for the game?
Now here's Durant coming off a solid outing against Philadelphia.
Well, that is automatic. Durant, one of the better mid-range shooters in the game.
Simmons against Leonard. In the corner, George with it. Wants to get it to Powell, and does. That one falls.
Yeah, I didn't think there was a pass available there for Paul George, but he spots that small crease, he fires the ball through it, and he gets it to his open man.
Now here's Irving. He definitely had a good game in their win against the 76ers. KD drives in. And the rejection by Zubac. A 3 from Leonard. That one's all good. Now he's 3 for 5 from the field.
And he's really been working to get those looks, and it's starting to pay off here early on.
For Brooklyn, they've gone 7 of 13, just over 50% from the floor. Some good looks. Passes it to Durant. Driving the lane. The kick out to Irving. Kept alive. Here's Drummond. And at last, they get one to fall. Drummond's got 10 points.
And he's starting to show that killer instinct this quarter, looking to extend the lead.
Zubac's the pass to Powell. George with the ball. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Leonard against Simmons. And it's Leonard missing. Last outing for the Clippers, they won that game against the Raptors in Toronto.
You know, those road games are tricky, but they had a good strategy going in and stuck to what they do best.
Yeah, watching that game quarter to quarter, they sped up, they slowed down, but they executed in every facet.
And here's George, following the three-pointer by Kyrie Irving. 8 feet away. Count it. 9 points in the game so far.
Man, he's having quite the quarter, converting at a really high percentage.
Now Irving. He's someone who's a factor on any given night, averaging more than 22 points a game. Count that bucket. And that's now 9 points for Kevin Durant.
So far, both teams scorching the Nets. You gotta love it.
Yeah, made for TV game here. Pace is great. Scoring is coming in bunches. And both of the teams feeling confident right now.
Now here's Jackson. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Powell for 3. Brooklyn with the rebound. Simmons got 4 rebounds in this game. Here's Leonard. Makes a fantastic move and nails the shot.
This is not a player who likes to be trailing in any game. That lights a fire.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn. One thing about Kawhi Leonard's defense, Brent, his quick hands really help him.
Well, isn't it incredible, Kevin, every year how many steals Kawhi gets that are so much different than any other defender in the NBA, where he literally rips that ball away from any offensive player and takes off down the other end of the floor.
And a whole new lineup here for Brooklyn. And here's Harris from the arc. The shot comes out. The Clippers go the other way with it. Last time they met was in Los Angeles.
Yeah, a snowball effect in that one. One thing would go wrong, then another. Really the story of the game.
Yeah, it felt like just the entire roster was stuck in neutral. There was nobody offensively that could get anything going.
And the dunk by Covington.
Emphatic points from Covington. Dunks and threes. Baskets every team needs. That's what Robert brings to the table.
And the Nets with possession here after the Clippers pick up 2. Pass to Dragic. Teardrop shot. It's deflected. Here's Batum. The pass to Kennard. Griffin with the steal. Into the lane. And then Griffin with the dunk.
Thank you, Blake. Love to see him get up and just bash it in.
Clippers trail by 3. Outside, Covington. Man passes to Covington. Shoots the 3. Rebound, Brooklyn.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Aldridge, no one around him. Drains the three-pointer. Now it's a 6-point Nets lead.
And loving the hustle here early. I mean, they struck first on the offensive glass.
Pass to Covington. To the inside. Here's Man. The shot is good off the backboard.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Now here's Mills. Kennard covering. Harris no good. And it's Batum with the ball, bringing it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. trailing by 4.
Leaping ability is off the charts. Not the biggest power forward, but outstanding. Rising up off the ground.
Brooklyn's gone 3 of 6, 50% from deep so far tonight. Mills looking it over. Now here's Dragic. He's tightly guarded. Harris outside. And a miss there on the triple.
A team's rebounding is a great measure of its energy, and theirs has been terrific here in the first quarter. That pass into the paint, that is a work of art there, dead on target.
.158 left here in the opening quarter. It's Aldridge, high post. Covington's there. Here's Dragic. And Covington sends it back. Got a piece of it. Kennard on the wing. That doesn't go in. Had a chance, though, to take the lead. And there's the foul. It's on Nicholas Batum. That's his first foul. And for Brooklyn, they're shooting it well so far today, guys. They've connected on 48% of their shots. Passes to Dragic. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Robert Covington picks one up.
Dragic with a clever play there as he gets close to the basket. Not surprising at all that he finds his way to the charity stripe.
And throughout his career, Dragic has been a leader. It's a natural fit for him.
Duncan Robinson called him the ultimate leader. Dragic, leader of his national team for a decade now. Guy just embraces the responsibility of it all.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one falls for Dragic.
And Dragic no longer the top scoring option for a team, but still heady and dangerous in that way.
Both free throws good from Dragic. And considering Dragic, he says he's fine, Brent, being a third or fourth option.
Well, he's so smart, Kevin, because he knows he can't put that kind of pressure on his body, so physically he doesn't want to wear down. But he's played enough games and has so much experience that at the end of the day he wants to win, so he'll pick and choose when it is that he impacts the game.
So they take the lead. Mann's got 5.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
Dragic left side from the baseline. And it's rebounded by Covington.
And they've come out with a take-no-prisoners approach on the glass here tonight, guys.
Brooklyn trailing. Outside Griffin. And the Nets miss again.
So weird. Sometimes when you get that much time, it can throw you off just as much as having no time.
Harris against Batum. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Lock at 6. Here's Kennard. Brooklyn with the rebound. And the call will be against Luke Kennard. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line.
Oh, no, he's the last guy you want to put on the line. You can just about book the points every time he steps up there.
And the first one at the line is good.
Interesting to see how LaMarcus Aldridge has embraced more and more of a leadership role with this team. He knows he has what it takes to guide this team to higher heights. Makes it pretty tough on the defense. Who are you going to pick to send to the free throw line? And he's hitting the free throws right now. Form looks good.
That's a 2 from Kennard. And Robert Covington picks up the foul. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2. Andre Drummond has been on display for Brooklyn. His work on the glass was outstanding in that quarter. Great rebounding. Back right after this. Well, Kyrie Irving at 6'3", one of the most creative finishers in the NBA. And he details where it all started.
I just go back to being in my backyard and, just practicing all my layups or all my finishes. That's what I go back to. I mean, this is when I'm in that situation, I kind of feel like the attitude I get is this is what I do.
Oh, it is indeed the English, the angles. He is a magician out there, Greg, with the ball in his hands.
And his godfather, Rod Strickland, another New York point guard legend who was known for his improvisational finishes. Kyrie had it from the soil.
And it's been a pretty even game here after one quarter of play. And taking a look at the Nets' performance here, guys, what jumps out to you, stats-wise?
Well, one way to generate more offense, pound the offensive glass. That was the difference in the first.
Keep plays alive with your activity. That's what it's about.
They've got Joe Harris. Griffin is out there with LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Mills. And it's Dragic in at the 2. That's the Nets 5 as we get into the second quarter. A shot by Batum, no good. Now here's Mills. Kennard covering. Griffin's shot is off. The Clippers trail. Here in the second quarter with a little over a minute gone. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
And I like the different looks that Morris can give you. Inside, outside, and in transition.
Pass to Dragic. It doesn't go for him. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Now the pass to Kennard. And again, it's the Clippers from deep.
Of all the action happening there, it's the assist that jumps out to me there. That's just a great look and a great setup for the bucket.
Nets trail by 4. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, the Brooklyn Nets are creating a fresh legacy. Kevin Durant says it's new energy. We're one of the first teams in Nets history where fans are expecting us to do good things. The basketball culture is deep in Brooklyn, and they're looking for a team to latch on to. Well, guys, it looks like they found a good one.
I agree, David. Thanks. Man gets the bucket.
Love the patience from Covington. Lets the situation develop and then delivers a perfect strike.
The Nets have gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn.
And the defensive versatility of Robert Covington is a real asset. At 6'7" with long arms, this guy can guard almost every position on the floor.
Yeah, that switchability is such a valuable thing in today's game. And for Covington, he's one of those interesting guys that maybe not so much on the ball as off the ball, the disruption that he can give you defensively with that length in his hands. That's where he really is a tremendous help defender.
And a whole new lineup here for Brooklyn. Big group substitution here for the Clippers. Leonard, he's checked in for Robert Covington. Paul George comes in for Nicholas Batum. Norman Powell's checked in for Mann. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Luke Kennard. Now here's Leonard. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Toronto.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far. Yeah, terrific play right there. Great strength to finish through the contact.
And the latest wrinkle in Seth Curry's game, creating for others with consistency.
And he's taking time with his reads, letting the defense commit, then making his move. All part of that maturation process.
One shot.
And we're seeing players, Brett, rise from deeper than ever before. You were a pretty good shooter. What was your maximum range?
Wow, Kevin, that's a great question. I wasn't allowed to shoot where it is that I could shoot from, so we won't get into that. But, yeah, guys are coming into the league more equipped, and it's because they're seeing that happen with players like Steph Curry, players like Trae Young, who are making that shot more and more effective, Damian Lillard, and now they're practicing those shots, and they're more efficient with them. So there's a reason why guys like the deep ball, and it's getting deeper.
Pursues the offensive glass with purpose. Drummond knows who he is, and boy, does he attack it.
Left side, Leonard. Back to Jackson. Shot clock at 6. The three from George. The shot, no good. And it's the Nets taking it the other way. Next up on the schedule, the Grizzlies. That'll be a home game. That game will conclude a 3-game homestand.
And he's trying to shoot his way out of it. You know, they have the lead, but honestly, I think it might help if he'd be a little bit more selective tonight.
Well, that's how to protect the rim without fouling. Force him into an awkward release and a bit of an adjustment on the layup.
And how about the slashing ability of Simmons, really creating havoc for the defense with his aggressive mentality.
Now here's Jackson. 11-point game in his last outing. It'll go, and the Nets lead is cut down to just 3 in the basket from George.
He just takes advantage of the D in a way that very few players playing today can do.
Here's Durant. Outside for Curry. Irving surveying the floor. And Drummond throws it down.
Really tough to predict what Kyrie is going to do because he's so special playing out of the pick and roll.
Leonard the pass to George. Takes the 3. And Simmons with the rebound. Simmons got his 5th rebound right now in the game.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter. Yeah, and their shooting really starting to pick up here in the second.
Jackson down low, headed by Simmons, and that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And Jackson certainly doesn't lack confidence. A speedy guard who can fill it up in no time.
And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for the Nets.
I'll tell you one thing. They've cashed in on a lot of second chance opportunities here in the first half.
They've also racked up a ton of points off of turnovers so far in tonight's game.
And that one falls for Jackson. Zubac is checked in for Los Angeles. Both free throws good from Jackson. Now here's Simmons. 14 points from him the last game against Philadelphia. Shoots over Leonard. Simmons can't get it to go. Clippers trail by 5. Jackson with it. He provides a good amount of offense for the team, averaging around 11.5 points a game. Here's Zubac. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. Jackson's got 3 assists now in this one.
That's the efficiency you want to see from Jackson, using his poise and vision to make a play.
Brooklyn's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Curry on the wing. Down low. And Simmons kicks to Drummond. Irving for 3. They shoot again. And even after 2 offensive rebounds, they just can't get the lid off. And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. It's a 3-point game. Here's Zubac. And the layup's good off the glass. Zubac has got 4 points in the quarter.
You don't want to ever give up points on the boards. That's the lesson for the team there. That's a hustle play to save points.
Outside Curry. Back to Irving. Outside Curry. Back to Irving. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Drummond. That's in for his 8th bucket tonight. A hot 8 for 11 shooting so far.
And this is who Drummond can be. An offensive anchor who can dominate once he gets cooking.
Jackson against Irving. Jackson passes to George. Now here's Powell. He's covered closely, and it's sent back by Drummond.
Not letting that one fly. Drummond using his height and wingspan to deny the shooter.
Lobbed up there for Drummond, and it's Drummond with the jam.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there. Here's Leonard, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. And, Greg, you look at the power that Kawhi Leonard plays with. Incredibly strong for his position.
And, Kevin, it helps him finish through contact on offense. It also lets him guard bigger men. Kawhi makes great use of that strength on the wing.
The first one falls.
Well, the wingspan and the timing that Kawhi Leonard has is really remarkable. He utilizes those strengths to dominate both ends of an NBA floor.
And so he makes both from the line.
And working, Kevin, themselves to the line here in the second. A nice way to get your offense going.
Drummond passes to Irving. Happy to see that one going after missing 6 of his 9 shots today.
Yeah, that was the 3rd straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
To the inside, Zubac, and the dunk by Zubac.
Well, when you get into a system, your first system in the league where you share the ball, Kawhi Leonard keeping his head up and finding the open man.
Nets leading by 3. Pass to KD. To the middle. Here's Drummond, and Drummond throws it down.
And how about breaking out the Statue of Liberty on that dunk?
A nice way to pad that lead a little more. You're right. Irving against Jackson. He kicks to Leonard. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Great dribble move there. Kawhi using refined ball handling skills to get wherever he needs to on the floor.
Now a timeout call by Brooklyn. Marcus Aldridge has checked in for the Nets. The Nets with the lead. And here's Irving. He has 7. Pass to Simmons. Here's Curry. Shoots over Powell. Curry's shot is off. Los Angeles has gone 1 of 6 from three-point land in the second quarter. Less than 20%.
Wow.
Paul George is aggressive. Look at his eyes right now, focused on scoring, and he sees the open path and gets right there.
Now here's Durant. He's got 9. Sinks the three-pointer.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
Yeah, the coach pretty smart for zoning in on him and giving him opportunities to stay with that confident play.
George, no good. Brooklyn leading by 4. Now Irving. Pass to Durant. Great D that time from Leonard. And so Powell will bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. And George, here we go. That one's not going to go. Simmons with the defensive effort. Lynette shooting well, 50% from the floor. There's the three, and it's Durant, that time on the assist from Simmons. KD's got the lead up to 7 now for the Nets. The Clippers shooting 48% on their attempts here in quarter number 2. Jackson kicks to George. Takes it inside, and it's George finishing it off.
What's the pick used for? It's used for separation, and Paul George got it there.
1:46 left to play in the first half. Irving against Jackson. It's Durant on the wing. Fades. That doesn't go either for Durant.
You get a feeling that he made that much more difficult than he had to. No reason why he had to fade away on that jumper.
Five to shoot. It's hauled in by George. Clippers trail by 5. Here's Jackson. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
And how about the confidence right now from Jackson? Not bashful at attacking and drawing attention from there.
The Clippers shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts for the game right here. That's good from Jackson.
Well, his body control is phenomenal, and his ability to get to the line has always been impressive. That's a huge part of his game.
Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. Griffin's checked in for Simmons. Joe Harris comes in for Kevin Durant. And it's Mills in for Curry. And then for the Clippers, Robert Covington's checked in for Zubac. Luke Kennard comes in for Kawhi Leonard. Mann subbed in for Powell. There's 57 seconds left in the first half. Outside Aldridge. Shot from the wing. And he overshot that one, missing.
If you told me this was the kind of game he was going to have, I would not have expected them to be in front right now.
It's good, and the Brooklyn lead is cut down to 1 on the bucket from Kennard. There's 38 seconds left here in the second. Outside Irving. Paul George grabs the miss. George has got 5 rebounds tonight. Los Angeles has gone 1 of 6 from three-point land in the second quarter. Less than 20%, but they've continued to let him fly. Now, here's George. He had 19 points in the win against the Raptors in Toronto. Just 5 to shoot, inside, and stolen by Kyrie Irving. And Robert Covington picks up the foul. That's his 3rd foul of the game. Irving from long range. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. Andre Drummond has been on display for Brooklyn. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Kevin, thanks. KD, you're running and gunning out there. How much fun is it when the offense is flowing like that?
Well, I think this team is very well disciplined, and they do all the details, and we just want to play harder, man. And I think we got some steals, got some fast break points, and we're playing together, everybody touching the ball. It's just fun when we're playing like that, so we got to continue to do that.
KD, thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everyone, to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Some big-time action already in this one. I'm Ernie Johnson, along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Andre Drummond having an outstanding game. He had 20 points, 2 assists, and 1 block.
This has been a bounce-back game for him after some struggles their last time out. Kenny, your thoughts on the Nets' first half?
They put a big effort in the rebounding battle, working to corral every miss. That's the hustle you love to see. If they can maintain this approach, it'll give them some edge in other areas of the game.
Shaq, what was your takeaway on the Clippers?
I can't believe the coach hasn't been screaming for better looks. They've been letting it fly from the cheap seats with almost nothing to show. We've got to tighten up and get smart before the game gets away. Coach, talk to your team.
And that does it for our halftime show. We now take you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third period.
Welcome back. The calendar has flipped over, and so have we, into the second half of our broadcast. Andre Drummond has been sensational.
Yeah, and early on, he has been feasting in the paint, and you have to think they're going to keep feeding the big fella.
Oh, man, pouring it on right now, and why wouldn't you?
The Nets shooting pretty well at 46% from the floor. Taking a look at Los Angeles. George in the front court, along with Leonard. Powell is out there with Jackson, and it's Zubac in at the center, filling out the middle. On its way from Irving for two. It's good from the top of the key. Irving's got his team on the board first here in the second half for the Nets. Jackson against Irving. Jackson dishes to Leonard. To the paint, and stolen by Drummond. Curry with it. Leonard picks him up, and Zubac picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. And now another look at that mobile one-block defensive performance.
Sharp instincts on D there. Just timing when to rise up and swat that one away.
Brooklyn leading by 3. It's Drummond, high post. Outside for Durant. Hits it from three-point range. KD's got 18 points.
Because of the physical skills and the versatile approach, it's hard not to run plays through Durant pretty much every time down the floor.
Now, here is George. Outside Leonard. Knocks it loose. And it's Norman Powell with the foul. That's his first foul. And with a little over a minute gone, the second half is underway. And it's Drummond with the jam.
Oh, and the lead gets bigger on a ridiculous offensive sequence.
That dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop. Now here's Leonard. 15 points in the game. Back to George. And the pass to Powell. Shot clock at 6. Knocks down the 3 ball. Powell's got his third basket of the night.
That's pretty much not how they want to defend the three-point line. Somebody's got to shadow him out there.
Curry with the bounce pass. Here's Irving. And he drops in the layup off the glass. 11 points in the game.
I know Kyrie is not the biggest guy on the floor, but he is built to take that kind of contact.
And more than one observer, Greg, has called Irving the most entertaining player in the game. What do you think?
A lot of competition for that distinction. But Irving does some things that no one else can, at least at his level. And then you never know when he's going to give us a juicy soundbite.
Brooklyn leading by 7. Outside Irving. Jackson against KD. Drummond.
But only the first miss of the second half. They've come out here with authority.
Leonard attacking, and Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Well, he's so dangerous, and he's also efficient with his offensive game. Leonard right now having a tremendous offensive night.
Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. George against Durant. 11 feet away, connects, the jumper drops. Durant's got 5 points now this quarter.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
From the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Paul George has taken some heat in recent years. He says people get so caught up in what other folks think. I'm Paul George. I don't care to be anybody else. I am who I am. You love it or you don't. Simple as that. Guys, with his play on the floor, he has answered all of his critics.
He is certainly playing at an elite level. EA, thank you.
You can't let Simmons get going off of these dunks. His confidence just soars when he slams it down like that.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight. That one misses for Simmons.
And how chaotic was this offseason for Simmons? I mean, the trade rumors swirling, stepping back from Team Australia, ultimately traded. And you talk about someone just dying for a fresh start.
Now here's Leonard. He's got 17 over Simmons. Leonard, no luck. Brooklyn with the ball. They're on a 13-5 run here. Simmons can't get it to go.
There's a little bit of pressure on him, but not enough to cause him to miss a shot that's in that close.
2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
For Los Angeles, they have been at their finest 4 at the free throw line tonight. 8 attempts, 8 makes.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
That one is off. And the second free throw, good. Nets leading by 8. Outside Irving. Lobbed up there for Drummond.
Oh, just a picture-perfect alley-oop. You gotta love that.
A little surprised, Greg. He didn't go for the big slam, but it works just the same. Here's George, and George with the stuff.
PG showing that. That's a signature dunk from him.
The Nets have gone 7 of 9 from the field to start this second half. Some tremendous shooting from them. Pass to KD. From the arc. And the Nets, another 3.
Bottom line, you need shooters on your team who can space the floor.
Oh, there's no doubt he's a legitimate threat from downtown, and he's demonstrating that in this game.
And it's George finishing it off.
Sweet finish from Paul George there. I like to see him get up to the rim like that.
And it's Curry with the ball, bringing it up for Brooklyn. Drummond trying to get himself free. Rebound by the Clippers. Leonard's got 4 rebounds now tonight. George passes to Zubac. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
Even though they're still trailing, he continues to be lights out from the field. What a competitor.
And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Nets.
They keep piling up the assists, and they haven't cooled off at all.
They have not wasted any time here tonight. They've pushed it whenever they've had the opportunity and have gotten a lot of fast break points out of it.
Well, we know Zubac can eat up space inside, Brent. Great job of securing rebounds.
Yeah, obviously, if he was playing starter minutes or anywhere approaching 30 minutes, Zubac is going to be in double figures, ripping down both offensive and defensive things on the glass. What's impressed me about him, though, is he's got great hands on the inside and has now become a very viable roll target.
Irving against Jackson. And here's George for three. Rebounded by the Nets. Here's Harris. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Ben Simmons gets the bucket.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Jackson looking around. He dishes it to George. Going inside. Simmons with the defensive effort.
And that's the only kind of defense that's going to cut the mustard here tonight. You got to stay on top of a guy like that who can play at such a high level offensively. And trying more and more to utilize the three-pointer, it's a good idea. That's his second three of the game, one in each half.
Now, here is George. 14 points for him. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. It's good from long range. Howell's got 7 points for the quarter.
Nice answer back there. Love to see the competitiveness.
Yeah, both teams finding ways to the three-point line and trying to take advantage from distance.
Irving with it. Passes it to KD. He takes it in. No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. Chance now for a three-point play. Marcus Morris picks one up there.
And Kevin Durant signing an extension this past offseason, locked in with the Nets for the next 4 years. Seems like there's a very good chance Durant could end his career in Brooklyn.
Marcus Aldridge has checked in for Brooklyn. Mills comes in for Kyrie Irving.
I find it really interesting to talk to KD about his origins. Says every memory he had growing up involved basketball. Skip prom and stuff like that. He was just focused on the game.
Kennard finds Covington, and that one is good. That's now 8 points for Robert Covington.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Nets leading by 11. Outside, KD. Too long in the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation. And Durant grew up in a tough environment. We all know that. Basketball, Greg, was the only way out.
As it has been for so many NBA players, you feel bad for guys with great talent who get derailed along the way. It takes so much hard work and discipline and luck just to have a chance at making it.
Free throw good. Mills.
Really a great free throw shooter. It's unfortunate Mills gets to the line infrequently, partly because of the minutes.
Here's Mills. Taking a look at the scoring numbers. Right now he averages about 9 points a game. 6 to shoot. Griffin's shot is off. Clippers trail by 12. Kennard, the pass to Mann, and the foul called on Blake Griffin. That's his first foul. Now, here's Kennard. Covered by Mills. Shot's good by Kennard.
Yeah, that play never gets old. The pick and roll will still be an offensive staple 100 years from now. Trust me.
Brooklyn leading by 10. Mills passes to KD. Durant drawing the double team. For three. And Patrick Mills gets the three. Mills has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Well, he's a serious catch-and-shoot threat really every time down the floor. Mills has to be accounted for by the defense.
Pass to Kennard. Here's Mann. Trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark. Here's Griffin. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It's on Nicholas Batum.
And Griffin not backing down on the inside. He's welcoming that physical play, especially when he's shooting.
And for a player with Blake Griffin's physical makeup, it was a big adjustment when he had to deal with injury issues. He's really had to reshape his body and his game.
A free throw drops for Griffin. And one thing about Griffin and the injuries, Greg, that he went through, he did everything he could to get his body back to where it needed to be.
And he didn't care what it was, yoga, weights, conditioning, you name it, because he knows how important it is to be able to elevate. And Griffin needs to be explosive, and he'll work 24/7 to make sure he is.
Clippers trail by 15. Here's Mann. 7 points in the game. The pass to Kennard. Pocket 6. On the wing, Batum. No good with the triple.
Really excellent defense there. They know he's capable of knocking it down from the outside, and they could not have played him better.
First trip to the line for him here.
And he's at nearly 90% from the free throw line this season, so having a terrific year.
He's off on the first.
Improving every season he's been in the league. Harris is quietly one of the best perimeter shooters in the game.
And he sinks the second. So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles.
And starting to send guys to the line way more than they need to. Let's get some good position defense going here. That should be the emphasis, and get away from the sloppy fouls.
Clippers trail by 16. Pass to Covington. To the inside. On the jam by Nicholas Batum.
They've worked hard to get this lead. Can't start giving up easy slams all of a sudden.
Yeah, GA, that's right. And that was easy. Gift wrap for him.
Yeah, we see this all too often. The team gets a huge lead, and then their guard gets let down.
Here's Aldridge. The Clippers getting the bucket. Here's Durant. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. Covington's got 4 rebounds in this game. To the middle. From 10 feet out. Mills with the rebound.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
Passes it to Durant. Five to shoot. Well-placed jumper from the free throw line. Durant's got 13 points in the second half.
This quarter belongs to him, and that's how you do it when you're out in front. Don't play it safe. Keep that momentum going.
We've got 1:28 left to play in the third. From the left block, he sends it through. He has 6.
That's nice vision there. You see that pass, you make the feed before the defense has a chance to react, and that opens up a much better opportunity to score.
Nets leading by 14. And here's Mills. He has 6. No good. Shot missing. Great D that time from Batum. And there's the drive. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Yeah, he just punched the ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful two-hand jam. 59 seconds left to play here in the third. Now Mills. Over Kennard. Again, the Nets for 2.
From that in-between range, they've been the much better team.
Now, here's Kennard. He's got 7. Dishes to Covington. Off target with his 3.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Kennard on the wing. Pass to man. Here's Covington. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Nets out in front, leading by 14. And we're coming back in just a moment. Get ready for the 4th quarter of action when we return. And let's take a listen now to Coach Tyronn Lue.
Okay, just one basket at a time, all right? Keep playing, keep getting shots. That's all right. There's block a couple shots with the basket. Just keep going, all right? We all right. They gonna come back in one possession. Gotta keep playing, all right?
Imploring his guys to stay positive, not to get down on themselves.
Kevin, he wants his guys to just slow down a bit out there. Good message from Coach Lue.
And we reach the 4th quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. Seth Curry is out there with Irving. Then there's LaMarcus Aldridge. Then there's Harris. And it's Drummond in at the 5 down low. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. And so Curry will bring it up for the Brooklyn Nets. There's the pass to Irving. Shoots over Batum. That one off the back iron and out. Clippers trail by 11. On the wing, Batum. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. Leonard. And with that one, the lead is trimmed to single digits. Leonard's got 19 points.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
And it's Drummond with the jam.
And understanding his role in the offense, Drummond rarely forces anything on that end.
4th quarter still young, just over a minute play. Aldridge against Leonard. Pass to Covington. And he banks in the layup.
A smart offensive player. I like watching Covington get interior positioning and look to score.
Brooklyn leading by 9. And Drummond kicks to Irving. He feeds it to Aldridge. No good there. And the Clippers will go the other way with it. Here's man. And he uses both hands to jam it in.
An offensive mastery right there. I mean, great move in the lane and then the flush.
With just no way for the D to handle it. The Nets have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Outside Curry. Here's Irving. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Love the aggressive play right there from Kyrie when he gets into the paint. Determined to score, but for sure get contact.
And he makes the first.
And not much of a surprise there. Kyrie, one of the better free throw shooters in the game and so hard to guard without fouling.
Ben Simmons, he's checked in for LaMarcus Aldridge. A big group substitution here for the Clippers. Zubac is checked in for Robert Covington. Paul George comes in for Marcus Morris. Powell, he's checked in for Nicholas Batum. And it's Jackson in for Terrence Mann.
At this point, you might as well go ahead and chalk up the points when he's at the free throw line. Pretty much automatic.
And that's going to be a travel.
You know, you hate to blame anybody, but those turnovers are a big reason why they're down.
Simmons with it. Pass to Harris. Inside. And it's Drummond with the jam.
Just a dynamic big man with incredible physical tools. Drummond frequently makes plays above the rim.
Now, here is George. A floater, and it's sent back by Drummond. And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. And the Clippers have possession. Zubac kicks to George. Around 3 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Good D by Drummond. Outside Irving. Pass to Simmons. No one near Curry as he lets it go. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Simmons got 4 assists now tonight. On the pass to Zubac. A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. There's Jackson with the 3. And again, no good by the Clippers. Nets leading by 14. Simmons inside. Leonard's there. No good from Simmons. Here's George. And it's sent back by Drummond. Harris outside. Pass to Drummond. The kick out to Irving. And the Nets, another 3.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
And the Clippers call time here.
If you look at the leaders in rebounding, it's almost a sure thing that Drummond's name is going to be near the top of that list. That's the kind of impact on the boards he's made over his career.
Clippers trail by 17. George with the ball. He's picked up by Drummond. Powell for 3. That's good. He's 5 for 9. And Greg, when it comes to players who've led the league in rebounding, very few have done it as many times as Drummond.
And of the guys that have done it more than twice, like Andre, I've got some good news for him. Every one of them is either in the Hall of Fame or soon will be.
Oh, what a pass. And then he lays it in with the circus move.
So smooth. And George with the stuff.
Oh boy, to be young again.
Makes you nostalgic, doesn't it? Nets leading by 14. Outside Curry. On the wing, Irving. Guarded by Jackson. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. Leonard against Irving. Left side, Jackson. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first free throw is good. And Greg, with recent legal results, more opportunities now for compensation for college athletes. Do you like it?
I do. I mean, there's enough money going around. I don't have a problem with the athletes getting a share, especially with the amount of time and effort and energy they have to commit. Let's take care of the guys. Let them enjoy the collegiate experience.
Off on that one, so he goes 1 for 2 at the line.
And one of the more versatile players in this league. Simmons gives you assists, rebounds, steals, and he continues to develop as a scorer.
Down the stretch, he's been flat out awesome. He helped them get the lead, and now he's making sure they keep it.
In the corner, George with it. Outside, Jackson. His three-pointers off the mark. And, of course, Greg, Simmons gets the majority of his points from the foul line down.
And a one-man wrecking crew in transition. Excellent at driving the ball in the half court. And once he gets downhill, he is tough to stop.
Nets leading by 15. Here's Simmons. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Now here's Jackson, and Jackson throws it down hard.
And with a quick first step, Jackson remains a threat to drive on any defender.
Here's Irving. Outside Curry. Back to Irving. Over Jackson. Here's Drummond. Tries it again. And the rejection by Zubac. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Yeah, stiff defense gives Drummond some trouble on that shot, but he stays cool and gets a trip to the line.
And for old school centers like Andre Drummond, the modern NBA posing some challenges. He's not quite the floor spacer.
Well, he's not, but still on the defensive end, I think, GA, if you have a guy that kind of size and that kind of athleticism against certain teams that play another compact big, he becomes a guy to clog up the lane, block shots, and still be a deterrent on the inside.
No good on that one.
Well, probably a little draft in the arena tonight. He's the last guy you expect to miss the mark by that much.
Absolutely. Durant's checked in for Brooklyn. And no good on the second free throw, so he goes 0 for 2 there.
Selected 9th overall in the 2012 draft, Drummond's carved out a nice NBA career for himself.
Now, here is George over Durant. Andre Drummond grabs the miss.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Lobbed up there for Drummond, and it's Drummond with the jam.
Well, Kevin knows when he can score, so he waits to make sure that somebody else doesn't have a better shot before he does that. Good play there.
Oh, that's a major league throwdown.
Keeps a tight grip on that rim, too, after the finish. And KD's got the ball here for Brooklyn. And the basket is good. KD's got 30.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Irving against Jackson. Kicks to Leonard. Ball's knocked loose. And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That's foul number 2 for him. Nets leading by 17. Simmons looking around. Irving for 3.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's going to buy himself a ticket to the bench. If he keeps shooting it like that, he has been putrid here this quarter.
Jackson gets the bucket.
And good to see Jackson finish closer in. Not a guard who just chucks up threes. Can find the creases with that handle.
Brooklyn's gotten off 4 3-pointers in the final quarter, and 2 of them have fallen. Irving against Leonard, and the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Simmons against Leonard. Oh, and the jam by Ben Simmons.
Look at the power Simmons puts behind his drive, making it tough for the defense to stop him.
How about that strong defensive performance for this half's Mobile One block?
And guys, that block could really help change the momentum of this game.
Now, here's Zubac. Jackson kicks to Zubac. And there's the call on Andre Drummond. That is his 1st foul of the game. Jackson against Irving. Passes it to George.
He's been off the mark, and that hasn't helped them chip away at the lead. It's been a theme here this quarter. But his shooting this quarter has to be a huge concern, especially when they're behind like this. Can he find a rhythm?
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
And that one misses. Clippers trail by 19. Down low. The fader. Leonard, no luck. Well, they're really making a point of keeping the ball moving around.
That's the key. The D can't focus on one player, and no matter what anybody tells you, that ball will always move quicker than the defender. Chemistry at its best. An unreal alley-oop.
Yeah, you're right. The pass, the catch, the dunk, all of it perfect. And the Clippers call time here. And the NBA dress code introduced back in 2005. Now, player attire straying a bit from business casual. Does that bother you, Greg?
You know, it doesn't bother me because that's where we are as a society. But, man, I can tell you, when I first came in the league, you get fined if you didn't wear dress socks with your suit. So we have come a long way in terms of the evolution of fashion. And you know what? I'm not one for stopping progress.
Here's Jackson after the made shot from Andre Drummond. Zubac the pass to Jackson. And he drives in. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Andre Drummond picks one up.
That's a smart play Jackson will keep going back to. He knows he'll make it to the rim, get fouled, or maybe both.
The free throw drops for Jackson. Jackson hits both of them. And here is Simmons. On the wing, Irving. Back to Simmons. Driving it. Oh,
man. And no issues getting up for Simmons. An emphatic 2 points from the Australian.
And so George will bring it up for the Clippers. All right, Greg, I'm going to put you on the spot. Who do you think right now has the best backcourt in the NBA?
Oh, my goodness. I mean, so many terrific backcourts to choose from. You know, Phoenix has got to be in that conversation with Chris Paul and Devin Booker. But I'll tell you what, with the Splash Brothers healthy and back at it, it's just hard to beat that combination. Well-rounded effort, and they show no signs of letting up.
Coaching staff probably most proud of the effort of this team on both ends of the floor here tonight.
Making the most of the screen. That's how it's done.
And it's in the perfect spot, Greg. Frees him up to get all the way to the bucket.
Really not enough help there. Lack of communication on the backside.
And the Nets with possession here. The Clippers getting the bucket. Outside, Simmons. Back to Irving. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Durant with a wide open look. Good, and Curry gets the assist. KD's got 35 in the game.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a key show of strength for Brooklyn.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And I think a great job in positioning themselves for the W here. It's win number 21 on the season.
And with this win, it gives them a sweep of the season series, even though it's just a brief 2-game.
And you have to look back at this and see the huge game it was.
For Andre Drummond.
Just does a great job of looking for space and then finding it. That's taking advantage of what the defense is giving you.
They are in complete control.
This is the ultimate definition of the zone. Everything they've done has worked.
Irving for 3. The Clippers grab the miss. Jackson with it. He's picked up by Drummond. Jackson kicks to Powell. From outside the arc. And Simmons with the rebound. Irving against Jackson. Now Irving. And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
I know their fans appreciated it, and we saw at times just stretches of excellent defense. Potency from an offensive standpoint as well. They were pretty much dominant.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Seth. Satisfying home win. What does the support feel like in front of these fans?
Oh, it's great. Great home court. They bring that energy every game, even when we're struggling. So, I mean, it's much appreciated, and it felt good to get this win for them.
It was a team effort and a crowd effort as well. Congrats. Back to you.
All right, David. Great job. Thanks so much. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Brent Barry, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. So long, everyone.